Here at the Greater Arlington Chamber, we're honored to have well over 100 nonprofit groups right here in the Chamber, and we always get a kick out of talking to them and see what they're up to, because obviously they're all out there to help people, but they all help different people in different ways, and that's where we are today in the studio. Today we have Cindy Casey here. Cindy's with Catholic Charities of Fort Worth. Cindy, welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. We're going to get into the charity thing here in just a second, but what is your title and or role there with Catholic Charities?
My title is Head of Client Services, so
Okay.
I oversee numerous programs, case management programs, education persistence programs, our refugee services programs. Got about 250 or so people under me.
Very nice. So you've been there for a little bit.
I've been there for 15 years.
Always in this role, or have you kind of changed around?
No,
over
I've
the years?
kind of changed around a lot. I came in the door thinking I was going to do a contract work for 6 months. And as I said, I drank the Kool-Aid, and I'm here 15 years. And so I have gone through our advancement programs. I've worked with our randomized control trials that we've done with the University of Notre Dame, and just kept going until I ended up in the position I'm in.
And so just something to make it a new thing every day. You always had new stuff going on. I was reading about, before you came in, LIFT. What's LIFT? LIFT.
LIFT is a case management program that we are bringing into Arlington in the big way, as a matter of fact. It is a financial coaching, case management, and it's all built on this foundation of emotional resiliency, this curriculum that we've put together on really helping people move themselves beyond poverty.
Oh, that's great. So it's not just a Band-Aid approach. You actually help people to help themselves. That's the key element, I guess.
That's it. It's getting to the root cause of it, helping people figure out where they want to go, helping them put a plan together, get themselves there, and then holding them accountable to the plan they put together.
And how exciting is that when the switch clicks and they realize I could actually do it?
It's exciting. You see people really change their lives. There's another thing that's really exciting about LIFT too. Coming out of COVID, we had a lot of our clients in 28 counties that we serve. We don't have staff in 28 counties, and so we were having to serve more and more people in a hybrid model. Sometimes we'd meet them in person, sometimes it'd be a remote visit. And I wasn't really sure that the services that we were providing remotely were strong. So Notre Dame had contacted us. We'd done 2 randomized control trials with them before, and they asked if we would like to do another research study with them. And we suggested that we do this, that we go ahead and test our virtual services versus our in-person services. And that's what we're doing with LIFT. So over the next 3 years, we are randomizing in 1,352 people into services. And you will either go into a remote, where it's completely remote services, or completely in person. And we are doing that service now in 15 different counties. So Tarrant County, we started off strong in Fort Worth. We opened this up in March of 2025. And we're ready to bring it over to Arlington in a bigger way.
And you have an office here in Arlington, right?
We do have an office here, right on Sanford and Magnolia.
Oh, yeah, not very far from where we're sitting today.
That's stripped, right?
Actually.
Right there.
How long has the office been here? Do you know off the top of your head?
15 years.
You've been in Arlington for 15 years.
We have been. We've been about maybe, not quite 15. I think I've been here in my position maybe a few months longer than the office was open.
So is it confusing when it's Catholic Charities of Fort Worth and you're in Arlington, or that's all based off the diocese, right? Is that how that?
It is. The Catholic Diocese is the Diocese of Fort Worth, and then that covers a 28 county area.
Okay.
So Catholic Charities has the same name.
So the people that you help, do they find out about you through their churches or their different programs, or where do they come from?
A number of different ways. We have very strong, relationship partnerships with our Catholic parishes,
Sure.
but we also have really strong partnerships with our non-Catholic churches, and we get a lot of referrals from them. We also get referrals from people that are like repeat customers that they've known, they've worked with us before, so they'll come back or they'll send other people to us. Our website, we have other community partners that refer into us a lot. So we have some really strong partnerships in the Fort Worth area and in the Arlington area as well. We've got our office is still open. We work with the Arlington Police Department. We have a lot of folks that come in, people that don't have a set address, so they use us for their mail service. We receive their mail.
Nice.
That's always through the police department that helps us out there. We work with the United Way here. We have a lot of other partnerships in the area.
Well, and
Looking to
I'm
expand
glad you
that.
said that. I was about to ask you that. It seems, and you've already answered the question, but I'll embellish it a little bit.
Please.
It seems like the exact sort of a charitable organization that would work hand in hand with others, because you can find a need and maybe you don't have what you need internally to assist.
Right.
But you have those relationships with others, and that's beautiful.
What we find is that a lot of Arlington charities that we've worked in the past, and in Fort Worth too, A lot of charities provide service in the here and now. So more crisis needs, more hands immediate need. A lot of the work we do is that next step. So what I always say is that we're not a crisis organization, but we have clients that are in crisis each and every day. So it's our job to not respond in crisis, but to respond in this intentional way of getting people to kind of move forward with the plan. That works really well when you partner with other groups. So you're getting people to come in that way.
You were talking about, Cindy, when we first sat down and asked you what you did, and you're over 250 people pretty much that you
And
manage.
those are all the programs under me, right?
Are they all paid staff, or are there volunteers involved in that as well?
Those are all paid staff, and then we have volunteers as
On
well.
top of that?
Yeah, on top of that.
That's great. Where do you get your volunteers?
A number of different places, the churches, the parishes, the partners. People come in and they'll see, like, if people have an interest in helping, pregnant moms. We've got a program that helps moms come through while they're pregnant, and they stay with us until the baby's like 12 months old. And so we'll have moms, like other people come in and help mentor them. We have school programs. We have people come in who want to mentor and, service tutors. We have refugee programs. People want to come in and help people learn English, that type of thing. So
Yep.
it's any number of ways.
It's interesting. I mentioned we have over 100 nonprofits in membership here at the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce, and I've met a lot of them just like talking with you or at other functions, or basically I've been around here a long time, so I know a lot of people. And I've learned that so many people, when they hear about getting involved with the charity, their first thing is, oh, they just want me to write a big check. Well, that's not necessarily the case. You mentioned the volunteer deal. People have, they have stuff that the nonprofits need, and more importantly, the people you serve can use what someone has. And is it refreshing when someone realizes, well, I was a bookkeeper forever and retired, but I'd be happy to help out.
Our Arlington office, in particular, is in real need of people to come in and help with phones, to help with meeting people as they come in the door, to help us just with that pregnant mom program I've talked to you about, to help us with that program. That office in particular is really in need. We have our community care program is out of that office. And it is our only office where we have staff for community care. And we don't have enough volunteers right now.
Can't get enough volunteers.
Can't get enough volunteers for the number of calls we get.
But if someone did want to volunteer, they can contact your offices and say, hey,
Good.
I want to volunteer. How can I help?
Yeah, if you go through our website, there's a volunteer
Okay.
button there. So I began my time at Catholic Charities working over the volunteer program. That's how I started there.
And look at you now.
Yeah, look at me now.
Well, I'm wondering this too. As long as the get this right, Catholic Charities of Fort Worth has been around, have there been instances to where someone came to your organization for assistance and did get back on their feet and pick themselves up, and they go back and volunteer themselves?
Yeah.
Help people do the same thing.
About right before COVID hit, we had a huge, like a Thanksgiving that our board put together, Thanksgiving feast for people that were in one of our case management programs. And these are people that had come in that were in the toughest positions on cases. And so we had a few people who had graduated from the program come back and talk to the people that kind of serve as inspirational speakers. But what was more inspirational is these ladies got up there and they shared their story and they sat back. The people who were sitting in the audience were then raising their hand. I want to give back. How do I do this? And then somebody else stepped up and said, well, you know what? We had legislators who came here and they needed clients to come speak to them. And I was one of those people that came up. And then they all started just popping up on their own and saying, well, we could do this. We could do this. It was one of the neatest things that's ever happened to me at my time at Catholic Charities.
Oh, that is
I
so
loved it.
great. That is very awesome.
It is.
And it has to be nice too when so many times in life, when stuff happens to all of us, in one case or another, something's going to happen. And there's nothing worse than the feeling that I'm the only person this has ever happened to. And then when they get involved and they're talking to other people, and not only do they go through something similar, most importantly, they got out of it.
Right.
And that has to kind of give a big ray of hope to people that think there isn't any.
It's really big. We have, in two of our largest programs, LIFT being one of them, we have what we call peer network groups. And these are groups where clients come together to do exactly what you're talking about. And sometimes it'll be something fun, like we'll do calligraphy. Sometimes it's around nutrition and, healthy meals. Sometimes it's, we did one 8-week course on meaningful communication and mindfulness. And while the parents were in one room, we had another community partner come in and work with the kids. And then the kids would be then they're doing yoga or doing whatever. It's all different kinds of things.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't want people to think that you only have programs for adults or you only have programs for children. But I'm going to ask this question. Are there programs for men and women?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All of our programs, Lift serves families. So when we come in and you say that maybe it's the mom or the dad that come in and actually enroll, we serve everyone in the family. So we've had instances where a parent is enrolled and it's been found out that the children are having trouble at school or that there are a learning difference or maybe it's some other issue that needs to be, handled in a different way, and we'll work with the kids too.
You guys have been around, in and around the Greater Arlington Chamber for a long time. And I don't know personally if you've been to meetings and stuff. Have you been to any?
I have that. I've been to a couple of the meetings here, and then we always have other members from the agency that
Oh,
come.
very much so. Well, I see them all the time, different people. Do you happen to know offhand? I mean, we're very grateful for your membership, but why? Do you know anything offhand that you get out of the membership in the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce to assist?
I think a member of community, just becoming more involved in the community. When we first opened up that Arlington office, we were very involved. COVID kind of make us take a step back for a little bit. And as we really wanted to come back in and get involved again, the chamber was the first place we turned.
Very nice. Well, we like hearing those stories.
Okay.
We do like all the members, but we really kind of, as we should, have a little preference to the nonprofit groups because it could be any of us. It's really heartwarming for me when we have functions here at the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce, like a business over breakfast or something. And for my own story, I've worked on staff of the chamber for 4 years. I was a member for 15 years. And inevitably, I would meet someone who's at a function representing their business. But as you develop a relationship, you learn that they're into other things too. Maybe they volunteer with Catholic Charities of Fort Worth or something. But it's neat to see how the relationship that people gain through the Chamber of Commerce are much more than business to business. It's the charitable part as well.
Yeah. We had, I remember it was Andy Wynn. I remember coming in here with him and working with him. So this is going back a few years.
This is going a few years.
Few years back.
Well, we've been around for 80 years, so there's a lot of
Don't date me that much.
I had not been around that long myself. Well, it's been really nice getting to know you a little bit today. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about the programs, or is there anything exciting coming up we didn't touch on? Or
Just really that we're excited to be bringing Lyft out to Arlington. We've worked with the Arlington ISD in the past and so many of the nonprofits, and we're really interested in just joining hands again and really making sure that we're lifting people up.
Well, thank you. That's a perfect name for the program.
Oh, it is.
Cindy Casey, everybody, Catholic Charities of Fort Worth, one of the many nonprofit groups here at the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce. She touched on it as we always do. Together we succeed. That's what we do here at the Chamber. We'll catch you next time. Take care.